I think it's strange the way it manifested, but I've always had this thing for like the reclamation of nature. Like when you see like abandoned buildings being taken back by vines and roses, like I've just always had a fascination with it.
When Meredith Gaudreau, widow of star hockey player Johnny Gaudreau, reached out to tattoo artist Taylor Clinch about getting a cremation tattoo, she had never done one before and, admittedly, had little knowledge of the process. The owner of Taynic Tattoos in Wall Township specializes in fine line work and quickly fell in love with cremation tattoos after learning of the impact it would have for her clients.
So a cremation tattoo is basically where you're just incorporating the loved one's ashes into their tattoo ink. So it's basically just a way of, what I'm going to say, grieving and healing. You know, that way they can move through it in a creative way, an artistic way, so that they can keep their loved one with them. She reached out to me again and was like, I don't know if you're a hockey girl, but this is my husband. And I was dumbfounded because it was already a story that I knew of, and it was something that like really rocked me to my core. You would never know that's what she was in here for. She was so happy to be here.
Since then, Taylor has welcomed a handful of other clients who have requested to memorialize their loved ones, like Bella and her mother, Carolyn Callender, who chose to honor Bella's grandfather with this unique process.
Typically it's a loved one's handwriting, you know, so usually we're pulling that from like a birthday card or a letter that they were written, but every time actually it has been handwriting or just a font to memorialize somebody.
New Jersey right now is at approximately 54% cremation rate, so it's over the rate of burial and entombment and other forms of disposition. But we see people attaching them to spaceships and sending them to space. We see individuals who are placing them in fireworks. People are being pressed into vinyl records. Artists who are mixing ash into their oils and then painting a portrait of the deceased. There's no difference between adding the ash to oils or adding the ash to tattoo ink.
The process itself is not too extensive on my end. You know, cremation remains are already technically not biologically active, so there's not really any disease or pathogens in it. When they go through the cremation process, they're heated to about 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, so that removes anything.
Since her first visit, Meredith has come back for more tattoos in memory of her late husband. Matthew Gaudreau's widow, Madeline, recently did the same, having Matthew's name permanently inked beneath her ring finger.
It was just something so minuscule, you know, like he went for a bike ride. And it was a really impactful moment of, you know, like we are not invincible and bad things can happen and you have to tell the people that you love them. And you know, you can't take those things for granted. It means a lot that people trust me. I mean, someone coming to me for a tattoo alone is a big deal. You know, they're vulnerable, it's permanent, it's scary, it's intimidating. I think I've learned a lot about just listening, because I think sometimes that's what people need. They don't really need to hear anything back. They just want someone to listen to them and hear their story and share memories about the person they loved. So I think it's just taught me a lot about how to help people through grief and pain in that way.